Hello and welcome to the Betty PT bSKINNY program. Today we're actually going to go through some questions that have come back from some people doing the program. So I'm just going to read the questions and answer them. So I hope you find this enjoyable. First question I have here, are the foods I consume limited to the shopping list in level 1? Absolutely not. As you can see, I'm quite open with that, so it's just like vegetables, fruit. I don't specify what, because I just say buy whatever's in season. You won't buy things that are not in season. It's actually not good for anybody. And it's not good for you. It's not good for your hip pocket either. You can buy whatever you like as long as everything is plant-based, salt-free, oil-free, sugar-free, and flour-free. So when I say plant-based, I mean you're eating primarily things that are unprocessed from plants. Can you add herbs and spices? Oh, highly recommend this. This is absolutely encouraged. It's a nice one. That was a really good question. Spices are fantastic, herbs are fantastic, and I encourage you to have a herb garden. I really do. It's just one thing that, you know, I've got in my garden. What do I have? I have mint, I have parsley, I have basil, and I really want to get some coriander so I can make some nice pico de gallo. I think it's just great to have, and I send my husband out there and I said, oh, can you go pick some basil for me? And he comes back and his little scissors and he's like, so it's just absolutely great. The next question I have is, can I use vinegar and oil combination for the dressing? The answer is vinegar, yes, oil, no. So I'm going to elaborate here. I'm thinking maybe it's a premix or something that you buy from the supermarket. Be careful with a lot of those supermarket dressings. They are full of sugar or artificial sweeteners or thickeners, and just you know what, just get a vinegar, a plain vinegar, whether it's a balsamic, an apple cider, red wine, whatever you like. Any oil, this includes olive oil. This is actually very interesting because yesterday I was talking to another participant of the program, and he was very happy. He said, look, I've started, Betty, you know, I've been making the potatoes. I don't know if he said it or I said it first, but it came out that he drizzled olive oil on the potatoes. I go, no. And he said, but not even olive oil. No olive oil. So absolutely no oil. The next question is, can I use tofu? And the answer is absolutely yes. Have a look at the tofu, make sure it's a decent one, that it doesn't have preservatives, additives and fillers. And if it doesn't, yeah, absolutely go for it. So just look at it, and you can tell because it has numbers. So it's got some number code. If it does, just steer away from it. If it doesn't, yeah, go for it. Now, I'm just going to go back to the vinegar oil combination question. What I do, because I didn't answer what I did. I make my own vinegar, and it's amazing. So it all started when I was drinking soft drink. It was like my vice. Like I couldn't get off it. And what I did is I used kombucha to get off the soft drink. Now I got off the soft drink, so I don't crave it anymore. I don't want it anymore. It's absolutely the best thing that's ever happened. But I was left with all this kombucha, and I thought, oh gosh, what am I going to do with that? And it slowly turned to vinegar. So then I just started making apple cider vinegar with it. So I'd actually put in apple cores, put in some SCOBY, because I've got so much SCOBY. If you know me personally, feel free to reach out to me and I will give you SCOBY. I am serious here. I have a lot of it because it just multiplies and multiplies. So if you need SCOBY or know anybody that needs SCOBY, I'm happy to give SCOBY. And yeah, so I've been making my own, and it's absolutely delicious on salads. So yeah, and I don't only use it on salads. Like I use it when I do my kale chips. I include it there. I use it when I make other dressings or the yummy sauce. So I use it a lot. So it's quite effective, and the whole fermenting process is still there, and it's not used for kombucha anymore. But I could always go back to doing for kombucha if I wish. The next one is, are meat, fish and eggs all off the list for now? My answer to this is just try to avoid or cut down. So let's go through this one by one because it's not as clean cut or as easy as that. So meat. If you absolutely need to have meat and you can't do without it, please just try to limit it. And also, all processed meat is absolutely out. So that one I will say definitely no processed meat. But if you really want to have a grass-fed beef steak or lamb, just limit it, not every day. And please, when you're cooking with it, no salt or oil. You can add lemon and, lamb, lemon and oregano. I can't believe I'm saying this, but yeah, you can add it. Fish, be mindful of where you're getting your fish from. So again, no processed fish. So no canned tuna. And eggs, I would avoid eggs. When roasting vegetables, can I add oil or does plain mean no oil? Yes, plain means no oil. I'm so sorry. With vegetables, add lemon juice. You can add the Bragg's liquid aminos, or you can just steam or roast them plain. They're pretty good. A bit of water and put some herbs and spices and you're pretty much done. You don't really need the oil. Don't really need it. You actually don't need it at all. So let's see what other questions we have here. Are nuts and seeds okay? If so, are amounts limited? Okay, if you're looking to lose or remove weight, you do need to avoid the nuts, because if you are good at just getting a handful of nuts and just eating that handful, you know what? That's fine. But if you're a person that will eat the whole container and cannot stop, then you need to avoid them altogether. So it depends where you sit on the spectrum. So look at yourself and say, okay, I'm good at just getting one handful of almonds and I'm good for the day. If you're that kind of person, I'm not going to tell you to stop eating nuts. They're amazing. But if you're, the latter, which is me, which is eat all of it, the whole packet or the whole jar. That's what I do. I put it from the packet to the jar. The jar's smaller, so, but yeah, avoid it. Seeds are different. So I would recommend a sprinkling of chia, flax, hemp, pepitas, sunflower seeds, but a sprinkling, and you can do that on a salad and you're not going to eat a lot. So that's absolutely fine. Are there limits on the amounts of carbs? In other words, brown rice, quinoa, couscous. So this is actually interesting because that tells me where the mindset is, and this is the macronutrient mindset of high carb diet or low carb diet or anything like that. We're not dieting here, we're just eating good food. So we're not counting carbs really. So I'm not going to tell you how much to put in your body. So just eat until you're comfortably full. And remember about the sequencing. So we want to ensure we eat our veggies first, then we have our beans, then we have our carbs. So eat in that sequence. And when I say veggies, I'm not just saying, half a cup or even 1 cup. Go for it. 500 grams or so. Just go for it. Couple of cups at least. Like a big bowl of salad. Absolutely go for it. Now let me talk about the actual carbs that were mentioned. So brown rice, go for it. Eat the veggies first as aforementioned, and then you have your brown rice. Don't eat until you have exploded. So just eat until you are comfortably full and you feel like content, yeah? Even if you go a little bit above content, that's fine, but just like not that you're gonna, throw up or anything. So brown rice is fantastic. Quinoa, absolutely go for it. Couscous, on the other hand, is processed, so no. Couscous is a no. So I would say start off with the simple meals that you've seen in the first level. Cook and prepare in bulk. So cook lots of veg, or I wouldn't even cook the veggies. You can steam them pretty quickly or on the day, so they're really nice and fresh. But if you're going to you know, take them away. Absolutely prepare them, prepare salads. And you don't need to restrict your intake. And that's the beautiful thing about this program, because you will just fill your body with wonderfully rich nutritional food. When I say rich, I mean rich in nutrition, not rich in calories, because what we're aiming for here is high density of nutrition, low density of calories. So all in all, how much you eat is irrelevant, because you can't really like go overboard with vegetables. You know, you can't. What are my dairy options? For this one, I have to say none. No dairy. So I'm not saying don't eat meat, but I am saying don't eat dairy. And there are studies and links to health issues with dairy. And if you look at dairy, you know, I know that I'm going to have a lot of critics here, and I know that, you know, people have a go at me. But if you look at dairy for what it is, yeah, I don't think any adult should be having dairy. But, you know, just all the studies that I have read, and this is not studies just in the last few months or, you know, since I've started this program. I've been an instructor for 20 years, and just, you know, from 20 years of doing research and my own personal response to dairy, like I don't break out or anything like that. My body can handle anything. I think I've got a good digestive gut, and I can eat whatever I like, and I'd never have a problem. Like, you'll never hear me saying, oh, yeah, that didn't agree with me, unless it was really bad food. But, you know, anything, you know, I can pretty much eat anything. I can eat dairy, I can eat eggs, I can eat meat, I can do anything. But should we be eating it? But I am a cheese lover. I am. So there is a cheesy sauce. Do make it. I highly recommend it. I've got a link to the video. It is incredible. And I just pop that on top of my salad or my veggies, and dip my potatoes in it. Just imagine nice hot potatoes, really crispy like chips, dipping them into this cheese sauce. It is incredible. And I just have to tell you, this cheese sauce, I gave it to my mother. Now, my mum is the biggest carnivore out there. She will not convert. She's always been like that. It's almost like anything I do, she'll do the exact opposite. Now, I gave her this cheese sauce. She thought it was amazing. I said to her, you do realize it's vegan? She was like, yes, yes. Another question I have is, can tuna okay? And I think I mentioned this before, and if I haven't, the answer is no. It's processed meat. We don't want any processed meat. So that goes with everything like sausages, ham, salami, bacon. Don't eat that. Just don't eat that. And they're all the questions I have for now. So if you do have questions, feel free to email me or even submit on Facebook. And I like making these little videos on questions, because I think they're quite valuable. And I hope you like the video that I have added with this, just so make it nice and calming and not food related. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day, and Betty PT signing out.